Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Brad and I are doing our top 10 games of 2025. Good. Boom, we're here after four videos of things where we went over the worst games of 2025, the dog shit games, then games that didn't live up to the hype, and then games that enhanced other games, then games that shocked us. We are now here at the best of the best of the best, sir. Yeah, Brad, what do you think of the year 2025?
As a Euro centric, not centric, as a Euro player, more this was a very good year for Euros in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I mean, because there's a couple of 2025 games that I didn't get played that I know would have been on this list, but they were just
Yeah.
too big of a game to get to the table this late in the year to get a good feel for them. But yeah, I mean, I we talked about this on other videos. I have played, well, after I add that, I've played 46 2025 games
Damn.
this year. So I went big this year on it.
Yeah. And none
So
of them were good.
no, no, I
None of
mean
them.
that's why it was difficult to make this 11
Yeah.
because I mean the number one was pretty clear cut, but then it was like the rest of them, man, it was tough to get it chopped down to
Sure.
what I have here. Um, so we'll kind of see how it shakes out. I don't know. I'm gonna guess one, two, um, maybe only two crossovers, maybe three, two for sure, three possibility.
Yeah, I
You
could.
haven't played most of the ones on my list.
Um, no, dude, I only buy and play good games. Um, no, it's mainly at this point we basically have not radically different tastes. Like the games that both we gravitate towards different games at this point where it's like the games you're buying I probably think are not good enough to go out and buy
Right.
and vice versa. Well, no, because you also buy the games I get, you just never play them. Um, so what interests me is uh, it is kind of an intriguing. Like 2025 was more of an eye opening of like I'm not going to go out of my way to test games anymore. They're not worth it to spend hundreds of dollars for an okay game. Um, but 2025 for me was like I play bigger games, and that's the thing is like they also take a lot more time commitment. Instead of going out and just being like, "Ooh, what's this random 2025 game? I think I'll spend money on it and hope it's good." I just don't do that uh anymore, even though I still back a shit ton of fucking games. But 2025 to me probably was I think a more I don't know, lackadaisical year, if I'm using
Right.
that word correctly. If I even know how to spell it. Lackadaisical. Okay.
Lackadaisical. Yeah.
Lackadaisical, lacking enthusiasm and determination, careless, lazy. Nope, that's not the right word I was thinking of. Just more of a kind of there wasn't really any, I don't think there was anything that was like big or like, boom, here's a massive announcement. I didn't really think there was any polarizing game where it was like people butting heads on whether or not a game was good or not. There isn't one on my list that apparently that's the case, but I guess I'm not in the loop on that.
Interesting.
But but yeah, no, I mean I'm very happy with my 10 with an honorable mention of the year. I think all of these games are phenomenal, but yeah, I think I played finally after all is said and done, I probably had like there were maybe two games on in 2025 that I didn't get a chance to play. Um, versus I think last time we had talked of the year, there were quite a bit that I was like waiting to finally
Yeah.
get to the table.
Well, because like my big miss on this list, and I'll just go ahead and say it because I haven't played it yet, is Aridia because I just got it.
Oh yeah.
So like that's not going to be on here just because, but it would. Like if I was playing it, I'm sure it would be on here. It's just not because
Sure.
I haven't played it, you know. So there's that. You know, that's
Yeah.
kind of the big glaring hole in my list because I just didn't get time to play it.
Yeah. That's fair. And mine is Dante, which is
Right.
back there. I'm playing it, funny enough, in 2 days.
Yeah.
But this was the time we got to be able to do it. And then yeah, I'm taking a look at my like shelf of unplayed games, and I got most of them.
Yep.
So all right. Well, without further ado, Brad, kick us off, my man.
All right. My honorable mention for this list. And like I said, my 12, 13, 14, like it was tight, you know. But this one I put on here because well, for one reason, I didn't know it was coming out. I just saw it for the very first time at a game store and picked it up.
It feels like the
And it is
first
a
time.
legacy version of a card game that came out a handful of years ago. It was a
Spell it.
solo card game, and this is called Regicide Legacy.
Regicide. I don't even know how to spell renegade, apparently. Regicide. I was like, I knew what you were talking about. Regicide Legacy.
Yeah.
I do want to try this one.
Well,
It,
I have a recharge pack because I bought the game and the recharge box that because you sticker cards
oh,
and everything in it.
okay. It's a actual legacy.
Yeah, you'll sticker cards, but then it's like the game was like $60, then you had to pay 40 for a recharge box, and that box is just all the cards again and
Oh,
all the
really? It's like
materials.
never
Yeah,
mind. Just reset. Here's new content.
well, because you're stickering, I mean, so it's going to
Yeah.
change everything. But so this game, if you've played Regicide, you've played this. I had not played Regicide before this. This was my first introduction into it. But there's 12 missions that you're going to go through.
Okay.
The very first mission is almost like this is how you play Regicide, you know, so it kind of gets you
Okay.
in if you haven't played it. But you're going to play through a series of these 12 deals um, and upgrading your cards, doing this and that. You may be recruiting new people to put into your deck. Because what this game is like when this was a concept, you just played with a deck of cards, like just a playing cards. It was a 40 card deck, and
Yeah.
you went through it, and you were trying to beat and that I want to say you had to beat like the Jack and the Queen and the King. You know, it was like that was how that goes. This they've added monsters and stuff like that. It's still the same game, but they've tried to add a little more theme to it and stuff. But but yeah, I mean, you are running through this. This is a very difficult game because it's got a timing based in it with your deck of your cards. Like you have to spend cards to be able to do stuff, but then if you run out of deck and you can't beat the in person, then you're going to lose. You know, so you really have
Okay.
to. You have it almost kind of has that. What game? Remember like 20 strong? You know how you have to get through. You kind of run out of steam on. I can't remember which one because you're using up your dice. You know, as you go through and stuff as a bit of
Oh,
a
sure. Yeah.
right. Like this is kind of like that with your deck of cards. Like you're using a certain number of cards to defeat these things. And then if you need to try to hold on to cards for challenges because you're going to fight the guy at the end, you know.
Okay.
Um, and so yeah, I mean it's I haven't played. I think I've only went through four of the boxes. I want to say so far, but but yeah, I mean it plays multiplayer. You know, you can. That's where it's different from Regicide because Regicide was a solo.
Okay.
But this what plays it where you can go 1 to 4, and BGG says it's best 1 to 3. I don't know where that three comes, like why it's just 1 to 3 is best because it's cooperative.
Oh, yeah. One or three. I
Right? Yeah,
see.
it doesn't make sense to me,
Who
but
knows?
but yeah. So and to me, solo is really good. Now, solo is harder when you play this game.
Yeah.
So you could either just run through solo and just get beat up all the time, or you can run two hands. But when you're playing multiplayer, though, you're limited on your table talk and stuff as well.
Okay.
That's something. I mean, I assume I haven't played a multiplayer, but I think I remember that being a thing. Like you have to you can't really talk amongst it
Gotcha.
a lot. But yeah, I mean, this is a really cool game. I mean, I'm curious to see how it changes the further you go into the deal. but I love the box art. Like to
Yeah,
come out
I
and
like
just
the
throw
art.
the box art, it's like is really neat with that and everything. So if you get this, when you buy this game in this particular box, it has the playmat already in it. It has
Oh,
all the
nice.
stuff in it, so it's
And it
not like
wasn't, was it crowdfunding?
I maybe I
Okay.
probably I just bought it retail. I knew nothing about it
Yeah.
until I nabbed it. But yeah, the more you say it, I think it was. But
Okay.
but yeah, I mean it's a fun little game. They've added enough theme to it to take it off of the where you're just playing with a regular standard deck of cards. Okay, Kickstarter.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, and it's widely available. You can get it like at Game Nerds for like under little under $50 for the
Nice.
for the game, and it comes with the playmats and all that stuff because it comes with your player playmats too, like it was over there on the to the
Sure.
left and down. So it has all those playmats like in the
Now,
box.
how's the legacy element to it? It's
Well,
just, you
you're
said
stickering
stickers?
cards to power them up to do different stuff. So far, I mean, like I said, I only made it through the four, um, so you're going to be stickering cards to do different things. Some of the enemy cards get stickered, as you go through, depending on certain things. So far, like I said, I mean, I'm sure it keeps adding a little bit more each game. So I don't know how crazy it's going to get down the road, but
Okay.
um, but yeah, I mean, so you're because each of those boxes has your enemy cards in it and stuff like that you're going to be working through. And then, but yeah, I mean, it's a fun one, and I was pleasantly surprised with it with not having played Regicide. I saw that and everything, and it just kind of is kind of a surprise. You got a lot of stuff
Yeah.
for in that box for the price, to be honest with you, with having all the
Okay.
the neoprene and all the cards and all that jazz.
Nice.
So
Yeah, this is one I want to check out.
yep,
Um, so might have to pick up a copy.
yep,
All right. Good deal. My honorable mention is actually very recent, a game that I was trying to get a copy of for a while, and for some reason it just wasn't available anywhere until it finally was. And me, you, your wife, and my girlfriend played it recently. This would probably be higher on the list if we had played it more,
oh,
and
okay,
that is
yeah,
Spooktacular. Spooktacular by Level 99 Games. This is one that whenever it went on crowdfunding, I was kind of him-hawing about it. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to get this. Like, um, I do like Level 99 Games for a lot of their stuff, Bullet, BattleCon, of course, and that's the only game from them that I actually still own. Yeah, and then I backed Super Pixel Tactics. Um, but then, eventually I didn't back it. And then it came out and a lot of people kept talking about it with all the different characters that there were, the monsters that you get to play that are supposed to be, I guess, like based off of shitty B movie
yeah. Screaming
horror
Eagle.
movies.
Ah, ah.
Right. Yes, I'm gonna scrawl. It was surprisingly good. Like I really like this one. Like it's like, I mean, I think Level 99 just really needs to work on their graphic design because it's like really it looks like this movie theater and you have different colored meeples. That kind of looks lame. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Like with the different monsters that do play radically different from one another, but they do a great job of having everything about the monster on your player board. Where it's like, how does my turn order go? Oh, it's right here. Oh, this mentions a specific keyword. It's on my sheet. How many unique cards go into my deck? Because every player starts with the same 5 cards, but depending on your monster that you pick, gets new cards that are thrown in there. Like the game that we played. Actually, let me go back to that one picture. That would be perfect. Brad played the Screaming Eagles. They had their own unique meeples that they could kick around and try and eat, and they get extra points if you can devour them all. I played the Lantern Glow Angler that put out unique doors that if you scattered all the meeples, one of them through, that's how they would devour, but they had unique abilities that would come in based off how many were in their discard pile. Um, my girlfriend that's not here played a character that put in new monsters that were like animatronics that she could manipulate, and um through like a clever play, it's like got like a 21 point swing. And then one of the other characters that Amy, Brad's wife, played uh worked on moshing. There was like the
Flasher
guitar
metal
person.
fan.
Yeah, that would pump out a bunch of meeples and uh like have you get a bunch of different tickets. It like that's just 4 out of the 20 that come in the box. So they're all radically unique. The only thing about this game that would enhance it even more was if they had more maps.
Yes, that's
Like,
what I was going to bring up.
yeah. So who knows? I don't know if they plan on supporting this. This could be a one-off. I think the map works extremely well for it, but you just want to see that kind of variety. But maybe it's just one of those things where the variety just comes from the monsters themselves, and only time will tell if they take that to heart. But yeah, I really, really like this one. Um, perfect, like spooky time game if you have a large group, and extremely simple to learn. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I got a retail, and the one cool thing is you're not missing out on anything if you didn't get the Kickstarter version. They didn't. It's not like you're missing out on 10 monsters if you didn't back it. It's like, nope, it was 20 regardless. So very much like Spooktacular, and it's my honorable mention.
All right, good choice. My number 10 is a game that I initially didn't want to get um, because they used one word or two words, I guess, that usually turns me off on games. But when I found out it wasn't a huge part of this game necessarily, I went ahead and tried it and really enjoyed it. And that is Origin Story.
Ah,
um, this one, trick taking being those two words
yeah.
that I was kind of iffy on. Pretty much, I mean, the art is kind of weird, um, but it's like a almost like a watercolor kind of art, like even on the cards and
Hmm.
the boards and all that stuff. But what's interesting with this game is it's played over 5 rounds, and you are getting a new card to add to your tableau, which you have this deal you'll pick, and you're kind of a generic person at the beginning, and you're kind of getting superpowers and or ability, different abilities, different whatever direction or cards you get. But the trick taking part of this game, like highest card. If you're a hero, of course, the highest card's gonna do your thing. What are you're winning? You want to win tricks, I guess, if you're a good guy.
Oh, in a
But
trick taking game, you want to win tricks?
well, here's the interesting thing because each round you can choose if you want to be a hero or a villain,
Ooh.
and then when you choose to be a villain that round, you can't win any tricks. So you have to go against, and that's how you're going to succeed is by not winning tricks.
Gotcha.
But if you do, then you kind of don't do well. So you
Yeah.
have to kind of choose and decide whether you're going to use them or not. Um, and these, like I said, it's 5 rounds. You're going to be
Yep.
getting all these different powers, or there's like mech suits and all, or suit kind of things, and all this different stuff depending on what your hero is. Those little speech bubble things are kind of the big pieces that'll go on your deals because I wish there was a good picture. There you go. Those little speech bubble things like sit on those, like you'll see the outlines up on the board, like up by that character's head. Um, and those will be what those tokens are, and you spin those to do stuff.
Okay.
Or no, you put them on. You put them on or take them off. God dang it, I can't remember. Anyway, but you are getting these cards, and you're just gaining points. You're just trying to become the best superhero or best villain or anti-hero, I guess, if you're flipping back and forth, um, to outscore your opponents. And like I said, it was one of those I just didn't. The trick taking aspect was kind of threw me off a little bit, but the way that they it's not the trick taking like I've played with like the crew and stuff like that. It's a little more easy to deal with, you know.
Gotcha.
What drew me, I mean, this is a Stonemeyer game, of course, um, but it ended up being pretty interesting. Like you kind of create a story for your character by the time the game's over because they have like all these different powers and all these different, you know, maybe um, allies, or sidekicks or whatever they're called. Um, and it's a interesting deal. I mean, they kind of start bare bones and you just build them up from there each round. And after 5 rounds, you see who has the most points. The game
Okay.
doesn't take that long, and but it's definitely worth a good deal. Like the cover on the box cover takes away to me, like because the card art and stuff are pretty cool. Like that box cover is just kind of weird. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, because you kind of get that same look on some of the character's head on their player board is a little bit watercolory looking too, but then like the art on the cards isn't necessarily. Um,
Sure.
but no, this is a good one. I mean, playing it solo, playing, doing competitive wise. Stonemeyer is always good with their Automa
Yeah.
stuff. So I haven't played it solo yet, but yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting pickup. It could have very easily been on my surprise, but I've had some a good enough fun playing it that it needed to be on this list.
Yeah, I think I mean, who knows? I actually get pretty decent review or frequent review copies from Stonemeyer, so maybe this will be one of them in the future, but I didn't get this one because I realized trick taking is something I only actually somewhat enjoy in cooperative games.
Yeah,
Arcs basically shut down any hope I had for competitive trick taking. So I was like, oh, nope, I think I'm good here. But yeah, I mean, I any game I'm always willing to give a shot. Uh, and I could be surprised with this one, but I have not played this one yet, although I am
yeah,
aware of it.
yep,
All right. My number 10. This is the other one that came almost hand in hand with one that was on my surprising list, but I actually personally, I like this one a little bit more than the other one, even though the other one is still really good. And that is Scales of Fate. So, Scales of Fate is the other game by Ivy Studio in their Veiled Fate universe. This is the two-player deduction game. Um, but they do it in a twist that I haven't really seen in any other game. But the production value of this game is incredibly high. And what's really cool about this one is one, its design is just so radically unique. Like
yeah,
something, I mean, it just looks like you would look at it and be like, oh, what's this? Again, it's a small box, like a small kind of footprint of a game. But what you're doing is you're given you're shuffling demigods out of nine. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, there are nine. And you draw two of them. And those are secret. And the point of the game is for you to try and figure out one, you're trying to figure out what your opponent's gods are. And two, you're trying to score them in one of two ways. Either you are moving, like if you have green and yellow, you are either trying to get both of them on the same number, and if you do that, they'll score the points based off of where they're at. So if you get both of them to 11, you got 11 points. But the other way is the difference between the two. So if you get one to 11 and one and the other one to 1, then you got 10 points for that. And the reason why that's important is because you're placing these gods on these different pillars here to score them differently, move them up and down. But you're also trying to figure out what your opponent's gods are so you can manipulate their score. Like if you have green and yellow and I have deduced that you have green and yellow, then I'm going to be manipulating them in such a way that it's like, oh, like you had 11 to 1, but now by the end of the game, you have 10 to 11, so you only got 1 point. Um, and there's not necessarily tons of ways to figure out what your opponent has. There's this card here that at the end of an age, it has a condition that eventually, like, you will have to tell your opponent some information. So this is demis at 4 to 6 renown. Renown's the victory points. So if you have a suspicion on what your god might be, or what your opponent's god might be, you might try and push them into or out of that range. Because then at the end, if my gods are green and yellow, and green and yellow are not in the 4 to 6 range, I would say no. And you have your own sheet where you mark info. You're trying to figure out what it is. Um, that's the quick gist of the game. I really, really like this puzzle of trying to figure out. There's 3 acts, funny enough, like in Pillars of Fate. And each act, I mean, there are a ton of different cards for each act, so you're going to get a different setup each time. But each act adds more and more action spaces to place your gods in. They have these once per game god powers that you can use that are actually a negative point if you take it and use it. Um, but the game is quick. It's I'm bad at it apparently. Every time I've played against my girlfriend, she's beaten me. And what's cool is at the end of the game, both sides have a chance to guess who the gods are. If you get none of them, you lose victory points. If you only get one of them right, you don't lose any points. But if you get both of them right, you get 3 points. Um, and last time we played, she's like, I don't remember what I was. I think you're blue and black. And I'm like, how the fuck? Like, and I think I only got one right. So it's it's a really good one. I think this game is very, very slick in its design. So it's a game that I think only gets better with more and more plays and kind of becomes less about the game and more about trying to read and play against your opponent with that point management. Um, but yeah, like it's sitting here at an 8 for me and at number 10 for 2025.
Cool. Yeah. Sounds interesting. I need
Right?
to play the other one just to see, you know, how
Right?
it's
I mean,
gonna.
they are totally different games. Like they're in the same universe, but they have nothing in common with it, except that they're 2-player games
Right.
and they're in the Veiled Fate universe. But in terms of game mechanics, not even close.
Right.
Uh, but I mean, it's kind of in that wheelhouse. There's not many of these games, but it's kind of in the wheelhouse of Mantis Falls and Pagan.
Okay.
So that's kind of I'd put them in that same genre.
That'll work.
So that was my
Okay.
number 10,
Good
Scales of
deal.
Fate.
All right. My number 9 is my favorite in this series of games. Um, yeah, it's my favorite in this series of games. The Renegade solo game series, and this one is Unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Um, I'd
Nice.
I'd say I'd say Warp's Edge is the closest to this, like right there. This one just
Okay.
beats it because this one has more. Uh, I mean, it sounds silly to say this. This one doesn't seem as random as Warp's Edge, just because you have your deck building, you have your um, card crafting stuff.
Sure.
Uh, but this one's interesting because, like, when you set, I think the biggest pain in the ass with this game was just setting the stupid thing up and getting the cards put together.
I
And
think it's shuffling the cards because they're
yeah, yeah,
fucking in weird ass shapes. It's like, this is annoying. Trying to bridge shuffle, and it's like, and you're like,
yeah, I know.
ooh, 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 ooh.
But this one, it says it's weird to me because it says the solo game series and it's best solo, but it says 1 to 2, and I've never played it with more than solo. I don't even know
Right.
what you would do with the 2 players, but yeah, you're trying to defeat a boss. I mean that's your end game goal. You beat the boss, you win. If you
Yep.
die, you lose, or if you run out of time, I want to say, or something like that. Uh, oh, the danger level. Yeah, when the danger level gets too high, you can lose. But um, but yeah, so it's got your card crafting. So each card you have is going to have a good side and a bad side, I guess is what you'd say. And
Very Edge of Darkness.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're going to be playing cards because little like minions or guys will pop out, and you're going to be playing cards to defeat them. Um, and it's been a long time. It's been quite a while since I played this, but But so when you play cards to defeat them, those turn into bad ones, right? Yes.
So yeah, I
Or is it the
actually
bad one?
played this very
Okay.
recently.
Okay.
Because I was gonna do like a quick mini series, and then I kind of found that the game was a little bit too random to be enjoyable as a series when it's like you can just outright lose because essentially your only way of drawing cards is by defeating
Right,
cards.
right. Yeah, that's what, yeah. So it's the other way around.
And yeah, so whenever I mean, you have a consistent way of at least getting one free card at the beginning because you draw three from where your training marker is at, where this marker is at. You draw three of those cards, add it to your hand face up with one of the monster cards. But then you have a river, not a river, you have like a threat area. And this is like this is how much damage it's dealing to you, and also
Right.
its health. So it's like right now it's one damage, but this icon here indicates where the marker is at on the boss thing. So it's like if it's sitting at two, then technically this guy has three. It's gonna do three damage, and it takes three damage to kill.
Right.
So
Yeah. So it was just interesting to me because it's not an easy game. At least I haven't found it to be easy at all.
no, it's not.
It's pretty difficult. You have a variation of characters you can control
Mm.
that gets added. There's a couple more added with a little expansion that came with this. We've talked about this before on another video that this game needs more bosses.
Yeah.
There's three right now, and like you said, two of them are pretty similar.
Two of them are very similar. Yeah.
Right.
Like I mean the Harbinger and I can't remember the one of the second ones, but
Yeah.
like both of their boss decks are pretty much the exact same. Like they get put into your deck, and once you defeat the enemy, it deals a damage to the boss. The only difference is the second boss has locations that you can damage, and like those give you passes. So it's like they're not the exact same, but they have a similar vibe to them. And it's like, look, if you only have three bosses, these things better play out radically different from one another.
Yeah. So this one, like I said, is the best in this series, I think. Because I like deck building. I like the decisions you have to make
Oops.
with this.
Yep,
But but yeah, I mean, give it a shot if you like this stuff because this is I mean, it's a smaller box, but there's a lot in that box that comes with it, and
there is.
hopefully they support it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the big if. Like if they give us more bosses and more stuff like that, that's gonna make this game infinitely replayable. The more bosses they just keep throwing out there
Yeah,
and stuff
it
like
is
that.
completely unique. Like I said on it's not on my list. It was up there. It was at like it would have been probably 12 at this point. It was originally on it. Then after playing some games, it got bumped out. Um, but yeah, I don't find this game. I mean, because they have like basically four factions that all have like a gimmick to them. Like one does a lot with giving you a bunch of action tokens. One does a lot with how much money you have. This one does a lot based off of kind of damaging yourself. And the other one, I can't remember what the fourth one does, but they all have kind of a vibe to them. And the game is relatively random with these different levels of cards, and how they come out. I mean, the fact that you don't naturally draw is, I think, both a positive and a negative
Right.
because it's a positive because it's unique, but it's a negative because if you just don't get the good setup, then you're like, I can't even kill these guys, so I can't draw, and you're basically gonna lose from there. It's like if I can't kill them now, I can't draw into anything that's gonna let me kill them next turn. So unless I top deck one of these unique cards, that helps me. And
Yeah.
yeah, so the writing can be on the wall pretty quickly. And then, like we said, only three bosses, not enough to give this game any sense of longevity. But other than that, it's pretty unique. I mean, I do like it.
Yes.
All right. My number nine might be on your list. I don't even know if you've gotten a chance to play it yet. Uh, this one, this one was interesting because this game alone had me kind of look back on the company's other games. One of which I've actually rebought to try again now with a different headspace, maybe with different group, so on and so forth. Um, and that is Core of Discovery.
It was my 12.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it was just right there.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah, I figured this would have been right up your alley. Well, I don't know how
It
you
is.
feel
I mean, it's
on
my 12.
it's
I mean,
12. Yeah. I mean, it's
yeah.
basically trash to you, but um no, I was very surprised. I mean, luckily you had backed this game and I stayed away from it because I was like not really sure if I wanted to because I mean, mind management I didn't really like and I didn't try Harrow County.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know if I want to go out and get this one. And you had backed it, let me play it. And it's a very, very solid deduction style resource management game. Um, and they have supported the hell out of it. There are so many
Yeah.
fucking sheets that are, I don't think they're free to print off, but they're like a couple bucks to
Yeah.
get the PDFs too. You have to go print them off yourself, so I guess you have to pay for that. Whether you pay it, whether you buy a whole new printer instead of buying ink, or you just go to Office Depot like I did, or Office Max. There's no Office Depot. Um, but it's set in, I guess it's based off another comic book series that I don't know anything about, like Mind Management and I think Harrow County are all based off comic books. I don't know anything about that, but it's like an alternate universe, maybe mystical uh thing with Lewis and Clark.
Yep.
There's a bunch of different scenarios. Like the first two are like the flora and fauna. Then there's like one where it's like a hidden trader element. Then there's like a fog one. All have these different maps. They have their unique rules about them. This might be a good picture. Yeah. So this is the fauna one. So they have conditions for where certain tiles are and where you start. So over the course, it's like, okay, like this one, we know on this map, like the overall goal is to kill 3 minotaurs, and you have to try and find where they're at. And we know there's a one wood in per row and column. So like, oh hey, I found this wood, and wood is adjacent to water. And all of this is relevant because you have these threats somewhere that you are trying to not die from.
Right.
Like, because you have to manage your water and stuff. So it's like, okay, we have this approach the arch thing that has a challenge 5 on it. So to basically pass this, we just need to get rid of a wood. And if we pass it, we get this raspberry. And these get increasingly more difficult that you have a way of just deep running out of water and losing. So they have this awesome combination of deduction, throughout the map, and then resource management threat level that you're trying to mitigate. Like this almost feels like it shouldn't even be in this game, but it works really well with this element here. Um, So yeah, and like this is map 1001 out of I mean hundreds of different for each section. I don't know how many there are, but like my concern was that you would just learn the map. Like if you played it enough, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, I've played map 1001 before, so now I know water's here and wood is here." And that might be the case for some people. They might be so locked in that they just remember they're like they have an eidetic memory or something, and it's like, "Well, play a different game." But I like what I would do is if I wanted to keep playing it is like, okay, I've done this one and I put it to the back, and by the time it's cycled around again, I have no fucking
No,
clue.
no,
I
not
don't
for
even
that
need to cycle that many. I could probably play a second map and then go back to this one, and I would have forgotten
one.
how it goes. But but yeah, they got something really, really cool here. I was surprised. I think the only complaint that I've seen from a lot of people is the rule book is not great. And I know the designer has come out and basically said, "Really? Like we actually worked really hard to try and make this rule, but I guess we just suck at making rule books." It's like, well, then fucking pay someone who knows how to make rule books if you're aware that you're not good at making them. But yeah, if you want a resource management deduction style game, this is a very solid one. The company is actually pretty active. I think they actually commented on my review for it because my complaint, not even really a complaint, my head scratcher was like says 1 to 4 players, and I was like, why the hell would you ever play this with more than one?
Yeah, I
And
know.
they chimed in on that. And they were like, well, you might do it to help with deduction, or you might. And I'm like, well, sure, but it's a solo only game.
It's kind of like playing Final Girl with other people watching and helping with decisions.
Pretty much, yeah. Which I have done. I've played Final Girl, like my girlfriend was playing it, and I was like a pseudo DM where I was trying to amp it up, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, this one took me by surprise. I really, really like it. I went back and bought Mind Management just to give it another go round. And Harrow County has always kind of intrigued me because of the asymmetric
Yeah, me too.
powers. Um, but yeah, this company, they don't make a lot of games. I think they make 1 game a year, and they stick to that. So it works for them.
Yeah.
So that's my number. What was that? Number 9? Number 9, Core
Yes.
of Discovery.
All right, we're getting ready to hop on the Euro train.
All
Okay,
right.
so buckle up.
Okay. I am buckled. I'm so buckled.
All right, this game, when you type it into BGG, is going to say 2024, but it was a Euro
You fucking
SM release.
cheater.
It came
God
out.
damn.
It came out like 2 months ago here.
No, it
So,
didn't.
yep, it did.
BGG is infallible.
This game is called Phoenix New Horizon.
Doesn't even exist.
And yeah,
2024. God
no,
damn
look,
it.
I looked at Google and it says it came out in Q3, June of 2025.
I'll look it up right now.
I have it right here. I
No,
just
well,
typed it
you're
up.
there. Nope, nope.
His European release was October 2024. English release was announced on January 25th, but it came out in June.
Right there,
So,
right there. 2025.
yep.
So
So anyway,
you're so patriotic. You only go America's number 1. Is that what
well,
you're saying?
that's when I can
You're
get
wearing
it.
the wrong hat, Brad. You need a red one.
No, no.
Fucking piece of shit.
Go Birds. All right.
No, no, no. Go. Never mind.
Okay, so this game is your prototypical Euro. There's gonna be a lot of bits on the board. But the theme of this one was kind of funny because it says in the year 2021, after years of seclusion underground, so so it's
Just
there
this
was
game was ahead of its time and knew we went underground because of COVID.
right.
We were
No,
doing real big social distancing.
this is when the Cold War happened, and then we're finally coming up in 2021 to start because like the Earth is trashed. So the whole point of this game is you're coming back up, and you are trying to recolonize, repopulate, uh, just do reconstruct all the stuff on Earth.
Can I get like a
Um,
good board picture? Does
it
this
would
game even
be
have a board?
yeah, it does. I go
It's like, who the
look at.
fuck takes a picture? Like, hey, what about the corner?
I mean, yeah, that kind of has it. But there's other ones down there I know that I noticed that had some. So
Here we go.
yeah. So you're going to be um, building regenerators. You're going to be other buildings. You're trying, like I said, you're trying to repopulate. Um, and the whole point, there's going to be different objectives that are going to be laid out, and that's where you're going to score your points. This is I like this already because screen printed meeples, so no stickers. This is a Devere game, so there you go. They
They
kind of
learned.
got their stuff, but anyway, so you have to allocate your workers smartly. You're also there's a bit of like I mean, it's kind of a loose area control, I guess. I mean, you're out there in those different zones, putting stuff out. Um, but the repopulating stuff, like this gives me a little bit of vibes of like the Revive. Only Revive is a lot more pretty and Revive's a lot more difficult than this, I think. But
Okay.
you kind of have that same theme where you're re-establishing everything. But no, this one there's a lot of objectives, so you're not going to have the same few objectives every time. There's a handful of those. Um, this was one I heard about from the Secret Cabal podcast. They were talking about it, so that's what got me interested in it. But
Gotcha.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, there's just all these missions and stuff you're going to be doing as well, and it's just all this stuff. You're just pretty much just resetting up the world. I mean, that's really all it is, you know. And it's got a lot of bits and hex towers and discs and all kinds of stuff. This is about as Euro as it gets as far as the stuff you're putting on the board.
Looks like it.
But it was actually fun. I like the theme to me comes out in this one just because of you know how
What
the
a
actions you're
weird
taking.
like what a weird like decision to make it 2021. When your game came out in 2024 and 2025, you made a decision to make it set 4 years ago.
Well, I think it's because if the Cold War happened, that would have been in the 50s and 60s, and it set after decades being underground. So that's,
I gotcha.
I mean,
I
maybe
see.
that's what they did. Um,
Maybe.
yeah. So anyway, I mean, this was a one of those that just kind of jumped out at me. I played it, I liked it. I haven't done the solo variant, but I played it at 3 with a couple of my friends. This was
You
remember
said it
that
was
day there.
Devere?
I think mine says Devere on it.
Yeah, oh well, this could be the Euro version.
Yeah. I think
Brought
mine.
it
I'm
over.
almost guarantee mine says Devere on it. But anyway, so yeah, because
Oh,
Devere
there it
brings
is.
over a
Right
lot of
there.
those. Yeah,
Right
brings over
there.
from Europe. So
Okay.
so anyway,
I
that
imagine you're gonna
was
have a lot of Devere on your list.
uh I think there's only one
I
more
think there's four more.
possibly.
Um,
So anyway,
yep. Never heard of this.
it's
Never.
really it's a good one. But you have to be in a Euro mood. Like if you're not a Euro player, I don't think you're gonna like this one. I mean, it's
I assume
it's
you're. I hope you're not talking to me because I don't want like I got you into Euros. Like I was Euro way more than you were.
well,
So don't talk down to
you
me.
were, but now you're flip flopped,
Um, yeah, because they
kind
all
of.
play the same. Just like all my campaign games play the same. All right. My number, what were we on? Number
We're
eight?
on 8. Yes.
My number eight was actually surprisingly on one of your other lists. Understandably so, but whereas there's this game would have been higher in the best for me, but I think it it did fall a little bit just because of one of the gripes we were having with it, but I still
Oh,
think there's a
okay.
lot that's really going for this
Yeah.
game, and that
Make
is
sure to put the
Stalker.
dots.
I know, otherwise it doesn't show up. Got BGG has to be case sensitive. This also says 2024, which is God damn it, BGG. Ooh, man,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
suing. I'm suing the company. Um, no, I think this game has a lot going for it. One that honestly, I don't know shit about the actual video game. I tried playing the first one that ever came out, and oh boy, that was rough.
Yeah.
Never played Stalker 2, which came out I think last year as a video game, but
Yeah.
this does a lot of really cool stuff. It is a campaign, but it's mission based, not fail forward, which is kind of annoying, even though you just kind of force yourself to be fail forward. But the kind of one of the issues that you don't really like, I actually appreciate. Not that I love it. I'm not sitting here like shouting that this is the best line of sight I've ever seen in a game. I just like that it's simple.
Yeah.
There's another game that Awakened Realms made that does a similar idea with it, but I think this person 3D printed stuff, or they maybe painted. But what's really cool, even though the missions aren't fail forward, replaying them is not as bad as it is for some like Gloomhaven when it's like, oh, redo it. It's like fuck that. Because this one has a lot of really cool stuff of the map overlays that have like one or two or three cards that it's like you're gonna shuffle and place out. So like mission two, for example, has like a ladder that could work or it might not. So you don't know how it could change up the way the mission goes. They have a ton of different weapons. Like I really like their
Yeah.
ammo management. They do a really cool job of actually letting you play this game how you would kind of the video game. Do you want to be stealthy? Do we have to be stealthy? Do we want to go in guns blazing? Do we have the ammo to do it? How every time that we've played a mission, even though the missions might be kind of wonky, they've all been radically different from one another. And how we approach each mission is um completely tactical, very strategic in how you're going about it. Um I like the shooting in this game because like shooter games I feel like are kind of difficult to do um to replicate how it is in like a video game. You actually have to manage ammo that isn't tedious to do in this game. Um the action system is very fluid. The noise system is clean. Like the way the AI works is also very clean. They act like AI on patrol, or you make noise and they kind of will go out and investigate. You can mitigate with that, where it's like you can make noise to get them out of your way. It just does the gripes that I have with this one are minimal because they do a lot of other stuff so well. Um, and now I mean, we're playing with the personal missions that the story for the game, that's not its highlight. It's kind of a quick snippet of here's why you're here. Like for mission one or for mission A2, the mission A3 is like, how did we get here? Where it's like, I guess spoiler, but it's like one of the characters all of a sudden turns on us, but there's no narrative thing that drives it. This is just what happened. You're like, okay. Um, but we're playing with the personal stories that gives our characters a little bit more depth to them, unlocks stuff, like gives you kind of a goal to aim for in a mission that unlocks stuff that makes you really powerful, which is really cool. So I think, oh, you remember how we did the mission B1 and we found a forum of the guy bitching that it was way too hard?
Yeah, because he did
Um,
it like as his first or second mission, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
told me
and
that.
that's how I found out. They're and his argument was why they even give that to me as an option. Because
Yeah,
when you're
which
setting
is
it up,
true.
it's like you have A1 and B1 on the map, and it's like pick one of them. That is fair to be like why I should be able to do either one. Yeah, you're really not supposed to. Um, but there's a lot that actually comes in this game, and lately the big sprawling year-long commitment games are while I love them, I do appreciate uh whenever it's succinct like this, whenever I can know, oh, once we finish the B3 mission, we're technically done with the core box. Um so I really like everything about this game except the fact that I probably just need to make a forum post and be like, what is up with the ticks?
Yeah, I know.
Like, why are there two minis? But then every mission that includes them tells me to drop three or four. Like, where are those?
Yeah, that's a
Um,
pain.
so other than that, like, this is a very, very solid one that you could play multiple times with a different stalker to go in with a different weapon, different loadout, ton of different items. The expansions that they have for it, like the stretch goals add C missions and D missions. There's another one, Duty and Freedom, that has two warring factions that you can align with that gives you access to different unique items. So there's enough here. I don't know if they're going to support it. I mean, Awakened Realms does a great job at supporting their games, but there's a lot of content already. So um I like it. I like it a lot, but I kind of understand where you are at, where it was in disappointing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
and
I guess we'll just
I'll
quit.
still
I guess
play
you
it.
don't like
So
it, and we'll quit.
no. I'm like playing it. It was just after that first scenario, the last few we played have kind of went downhill a little bit, and maybe that's because we didn't we lose one or two of
We
them.
lost the second one because I mean, but that's the thing is we made valid mistakes
Yeah,
um that that snowballed into basically our demise.
yeah,
But we finally got into that building where the monster was, and we're like, "Whoa, we finally made it here." And then we like, oh fuck, the big guy ate it.
yeah.
And that's like, okay. And then I opened up the door and it made like this massive noise where all the swarms went, and it's like, I'll just kill myself.
Exactly.
So, but that's it. And that's the cool thing is like, if you are going to replay a scenario, you can go back and be like, we learned versus looking back and being like, I don't know what we could have
Right.
done different.
Yeah. All right.
Um, so yeah, that is my number 8.
All right. My number 7. We actually talked about its expansion in our expansions list. And this is Galileo Galilei. This one will say 2024 on there, but again, when you Google it, it came out in May of 25.
I played
So
40 2025 games. It was actually
is it
10
May of
2025
May
games and
May of
30
2025 is when it
2024
came
games.
out. So anyway, this one okay, I'll let you do that. Just so I can
I can't even spell it. Galilei. I have two eyes in there.
May of 2025.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. So I already fact checked myself, so just anyway,
whatever. Whatever you gotta do to fudge the numbers, man.
so anyway, but this one is neat because you are trying to discover, you're trying to make breakthroughs, discover star systems, planets such as that. And this was kind of a breaking thing back when the time period of this game was going, because not all of it had been explored yet and stuff. But what's interesting on this, and kind of the gimmick kind of thing, is that each person's player board has a telescope on it. And when it's your turn, there's 5 actions, and you're going to move your telescope towards the action that you want to take. And that just kind of points to what action you're doing. But you're doing set collection. You're collecting a certain number of different cards for planets and solar systems. And you're gaining lenses. There's different colored lenses that you're picking up. It's kind of like your real set collection, because once you collect three main colors, you get to make a discovery. So you're like, then you can find, oh, I see, whatever. I see Venus, or I see this constellation, or whatever.
No, there's a joke there. There's a joke there, Brad. Make it.
No. Anyway. But this one also has the Inquisitors in it, but unlike the expansion, in the expansion you could try to persuade them to help you or stuff. This one, they pretty much are just there to wreck you. So there's going to be those to mess with you, and you're just trying to find a way to make money and stuff. This guy has been on fire lately, because he came out with SETI at the end of 2024, and then came out with this, and then he's come out with another one or two that are in the pipeline.
Did you buy this at the same time as SETI?
I did. I bought this and SETI at the exact same time. Yes, but SETI had been out a little bit longer. Because it was. I think it came out like right in December.
This dude loves space, and SETI's a fucking banger.
Well, his third game though isn't in space. Click on it, because it's it's a Tea Garden was one. I haven't played it yet.
As a proud owner of a tea garden in space. No,
no.
Like, what the hell?
But then the other one that's getting ready to come out is I think it's called Pondscape. Yeah, that one. A lot of people are talking about Pondscape. It's a smaller game, and you're like,
yeah,
doing stuff.
It's I think the theme is about the pawns in RuneScape.
Yeah, I guess so. So anyway, this game is really cool. I love the art, the box art of this. It gives you that older feeling. It gives you the history feeling with it and everything.
Yeah.
Having that telescope gimmick is really neat, to pick your stuff. You also get to you can actually, because if you look at that picture, there's a couple of actions down at the bottom. So like on that telescope, there's the 5 actions, and there's a couple of spots with X's, and those can eventually become actions as well.
Okay.
So
kind of like Windmill Valley, where you can modify your
in a way. So this is a really good one. That expansion just adds more to it, where you can do the moon and map the moon and all that stuff. So yeah, this one's, but like this one I like more than SETI.
That's because you suck ass at SETI.
Well, no, mainly this one's the learning curve of this one is so much easier than SETI. Like,
oh yeah, SETI's brutal, man. Yeah,
right. So that's another reason.
Well, SETI itself, they have CGE has a fantastic how to play video, but that doesn't teach you how strict the resources are. Where it's like, how do I get money?
Yeah.
I'm poor.
So anyway, that's my number seven, Galileo Galilei.
Nice, nice. No, I do want to try this one, especially after learning that it's from the designer of SETI. SETI is probably one of the few Euros that I was like, I gotta get my own copy.
Right.
Um, all right. My number seven is a game that I don't believe you have played yet. I think you asked me though about the expansion for it or the upcoming standalone. I think it's a standalone campaign. Um, and that is, oh my God, is this another? I think it's another Awakened Realms game, Dragon Eclipse.
I haven't started it yet. I mean, I guess I've
Um,
done the intro, I guess, but I have
okay.
not enough to.
So Dragon Eclipse is basically the Pokemon game, but it's not even with dragons. Like the Dragon Eclipse is the story, but you have dragons and they call them mistlings. Um, this was actually kind of a banger year for Awakened Realms. Like they
Yeah.
popped off a ton of games, which is very awesome considering how many projects they have. But yep, this is a 1 to 2 player campaign game, which is actually very nice. I hope to see more of these. Even though like most campaign games that say 1 to 4, I don't play. I'm like they're still really good at 2. But this game is narrative driven campaign game where you have a certain amount of mislings that you can have in kind of like your party. And over the course of the game, you might be able to unlock more, tame more to have in your arsenal. But they do a really cool element where you'll fight other mislings, and they have this action card row of this is actually a prototype just because it doesn't follow the same thing. But you have your deck that you have constructed for your misling based off of its type. So if you have a fire type, they're mainly going to be neutral cards or fire cards, but some mislings can have um, a little bit of other elements. Like it might have like, oh, you can have 4 water cards or whatever it might be. But you'll shuffle your deck and you'll play them out here, and you get to pick from these options, but they will give you. I literally always forget what these are called, but it's basically like I think it's power. These power gems that you can use on free actions to move or to use your misling's like ultimate ability. But it's extremely tactical. Oh, this is a better picture. Extremely tactical on the misling you are fighting because it does this awesome system of like the enemy deck is face up, so you know what it's gonna do, and it's like one of 3 options, and all the mislings play different from one another. Um, Mislings do have like their own unique cards to them, as well as like you have a bunch of different elemental cards to do really cool deck construction. This game also does a fantastic like um Pokemon style where you really kind of get attached to a certain misling where it's like like there were ones that I got that you could unlock because they have an awesome tame system whenever you're fighting them. Not every misling you can tame. Some of them are bosses or they are other trainers mislings. But whenever it's one you find out in the wild, it'll have conditions on it, and it's like you can really try and get it to work, or it's just like it's either I don't train it and win, or I try to train it and lose. Um, and there are some like where it's like these are the ones I'm getting. They can kind of evolve, which is really cool. Some will have story ways for them to evolve. Others will have combat ways, which is really cool. I was just very delighted. That's the game mechanics. The story, which again was audio narrated, um, not the best in the world, but it's better than most. I think the guy did a pretty good job, but I was actually intrigued. I kind of liked the way the story, it didn't feel generic to me, but it wasn't like mind blowing, but I was like intrigued as I was going through it. It was a short campaign, so it felt very bite-sized. But still with a lot of choices whenever you're interacting with the map and discovering locations that it has the Awakened Realms campaign checkmark thing where it's like, do you have this? No? All right, well then you can't do it. I like stuff like that because it adds to replay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna ask me a question.
No.
You're like, no, I don't care. But yeah, like I really, really like this one, and they added they have a roguelike element, which I've done a run through and review over. It's fine. Like I don't think it's a little bit too long for to justify kind of playing as a roguelike, but it's there if you care enough. Um, then they have an expansion that I actually haven't done the story for that one yet, and they've just went on crowdfunding for other for another big box story. So with even more mistlings that I believe are cross compatible between both games. Um, so that's just awesome. This game was a delight to go through, and they also have like a really cool like PvP element that it's like if Brad plays through his campaign, he can actually take a trained missling that he has built a deck for, and then I can take one that I have, and we can battle one another. And I think in the new campaign, um, they actually have designed 1v1. I think it's like Missling Arena or something.
Interesting.
I don't know. But yeah, so Dragon Eclipse I thought was awesome. Very good story, mechanics, and love the missling system. So that was my number 7. That was my number 7.
All right. My number 6 is a game in a series of games that I've enjoyed them all. This one's probably my second favorite currently of the trilogy. This one is IR, Children of the Sun,
Oh,
AYAR.
I'm like you're gonna have to spell
Yeah.
that one for me. This I do want to try these, but you never bring
Yes.
them over.
So there's Merv, which was the first one. There's Sankore, which was the second one, and then this one. Sankore is probably third on the list. This one's being second and Merv first, but this one and Merv, I mean, the more I play this, it could pass Merv. We'll see. But the theme of this one, so they each take place like in different parts of the world and deal with their like theology and creation and stuff. Like this one is takes place in the in South America and and stuff like that, and it's talking about the like the Andes Mountains and stuff like that. It's like how that area got populated. So it's
Okay.
retelling a myth is what it's more or less doing, because there's these two gods. There's a sun god. I can't remember this. Sun god was Inti, but I can't remember the moon god's name. It was something like Mama something. But and she was the moon god. So
Inti is the sun god. Mama Kila.
Makila. Okay.
Mama Kila, the
So
moon god.
they formed a union, and they had 4 sons and 4 daughters, and those 8 kids were called the IR. So pretty much what you're doing is you're playing a tribal, like a tribe, or a clan, I guess, whatever their terminology is, and you're going to control that clan. And what you're doing is you're trekking across the Andes in South America. You're going to be farming, building like pottery type stuff, just doing a bunch of like that kind of, like like a tribal clan would do. You're doing all these things and advancing your clan down these areas. It's got area control kind of stuff a little bit, but pretty much what you're doing, you're influencing the IR. So these IR, you're moving up and down tracks and such, and you get points and all that stuff. But you are, all the while throughout the game, you're scoring points that's going to go towards the sun god and the moon god, right? So you don't want to go so heavily into one and not the other, because at the end of the game, your score is the lower of the two gods. So I mean,
All right.
typical, like
Seen that
that's a
before.
Euro thing.
Yeah.
But so you
It
really
could
can't
be
go
like
heavy.
your points are the difference between the two. That'd be
Right,
cool.
right. So that's kind of the shtick to it. I mean, you're going to score the lower of the two, and it's these games. I obviously I love the cover art and stuff. It's a Vincent
Oh yeah.
Dutrait. It's Vincent Dutrait, that does that
Is it
stuff.
really?
Yeah,
No, it's Ian O'Toole.
or Ian O'Toole. Sorry, I said the
I'm
wrong
like,
name.
I'm like,
Ian
this is.
O'Toole is what I meant to say. Sorry, because
He's also very, very good.
he's done all these three games and stuff too. But this one was interesting because it's very colorful. When you get it on the table, this one's the easiest one to teach of the three, like the easiest one to pick up. I'd say
This
this one's
board, man, like it looks cluttered as fuck. Like that looks.
it's not as bad when it's on the table. Like when you're sitting it, it's not as bad. But this one is the easiest. Then I would say, gosh, I don't know between the other two, Merv and Sankore.
Yeah.
But Merv is probably still like if in my top 100, like Merv is going to still be the higher of these if they all make the list or whatever.
Okay.
But I just like the uniqueness that they do with these. Like I like how they take myths and or stuff from different parts of the world that you don't necessarily hear a lot about
Yeah.
and create these euros out of it. Um, but this one, as soon as I saw they were coming out with this one, and I kind of read the synopsis about what it was, I was like, oh, this one's gonna be pretty sweet. Because I like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
So this one's Incan.
yeah,
You said
Incan Empire.
Merv
Merv was in
was
the Middle East somewhere, uh, the Silk Road. So it was like, I want to say in
doesn't quite
like around
say.
India or like Pakistan, India area. I think I want to say,
Okay.
but
And
Sankori,
then
I'm not sure. That one's
saying, is it
it's
Sankor
Sank. Yeah, that
Sankore?
one, the top
Oh,
one,
Mansa
Mansa Musa.
Musa.
So African maybe. Uh,
14th century Timbuktu with the Emperor Mansa
Timbuktu. So
Musa.
that's another
Yep, West
Middle Eastern.
Africa.
Yeah, West Africa. So so
Cool.
uh so they just pick these interesting areas and then they create stuff with it.
Yeah,
But yeah, they call them all midweight euros, which I guess I would agree with. But
probably.
Merv has a lot more going. Like Merv to me has a lot more going on with it. Uh, but it's my favorite of them too because it has like the whole grid system and stuff that these other ones
Sure.
don't have. But they're all different too. Like these games are completely different from each other. They don't have any carryover and stuff. So just because the covers look the same, they're completely different games instead of just being kind of
Love the covers.
mildly changed, between them or stuff like that. But yeah, I kind of keep hoping they come out with more of these, as they go, because I've enjoyed the three of them so far
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yep. I really want to give these ones a shot. Um, especially because they are from same designer, same publishing company.
Right.
Like great comparison between the three. So, yep, just have not had a chance.
Yep. All right.
All right. My number 6, I don't think is going to be on your list. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think you liked it enough. If it was going to be on your list, I feel like it already would have been on here. And that is Galactic Cruise.
I really thought about it. Like if I only played it that once, that's why it's not on here.
Oh,
Like
okay.
like if I would have played it more, then it definitely would have been
Yeah.
because I did enjoy it. I mean, it's a Euro after all. I mean, it's
So is SETI.
yeah, but that one had some weird aspects that kind of flipped it around. This one is more pure Euro-y. Like it doesn't have stuff turning in the middle and all kinds of
I
weird
know it doesn't
crazy
have
stuff.
cool uniqueness to separate it from the rest. God, how
But then
dare
no,
they?
I did really enjoy this one. I just because we played this
God.
and SETI on the same day.
Yeah, we
And
did.
so we played this first, I remember, and I was kind of like I was okay with it. And then we played SETI, and I was like, man, Galactic Cruise was better. And as I don't hate SETI, I still own SETI. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't,
yeah.
but I like this one much better than SETI.
Um,
Um,
yeah,
so
at the
I'll probably
time,
pick it
whenever I
up.
thought SETI had came out in like US release of 2025, they were both literally back to back. It was like
Right.
6 and 7. And then I looked it up and it was a US release date of 2024 for SETI, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Um, so so I basically had to readjust it. But luckily, Galactic Cruise did come out this year, and can you believe that this is this company's first game?
I know it's nuts, isn't it?
Like they was a Keystone, Keystone Games, um,
Keeson games or Keeson,
Keystone,
I think is
Keystone,
what it
like
is.
Keystone Light,
No, like
um,
Keeson
oh my God,
games. I want to say
Kinson Key
Okay, Kenson
Games. So
Key.
we're
Okay,
both stupid.
I knew I
Um,
had it in there.
yeah, no, this is actually. I mean, Brad likes to say that he's like a big Euro fan, and he is. But um, it's almost like just because I play a lot of campaign games, it's like I still like Euros. I just kind of feel that if you they need to differentiate themselves enough, and this one definitely does that. Not only is this an awesome worker placement game of one, it's like of resource management, shocker, but it's such a unique theme where you're building a cruise that people can go on, like dumb people can go on in real life into the ocean, to be trapped with a bunch of thousands of other people for $40. Um, it is you're doing that, but in space. And you know what? If this was a real thing, I would probably do a space cruise over an ocean cruise any day of the week. Um, because I feel like if I fall out of a spaceship, I will at least die immediately.
Instantaneously. Yeah.
Yeah, versus falling out in the ocean and that freaks me out.
Yeah, I know.
Um, but they do an awesome element of like the worker placement system where um you put out these gears that allows you to do multiple actions if you have like a connection to it. You can also use other people's connections, but they basically get rewarded for it. You can also bump workers, but if you bump them, then um to they go back on their board and you're giving them a benefit for it. I mean, I think Viticulture might have been the first worker placement game to do that bumping worker thing, but
Yeah, maybe.
with the Grande worker
Right.
from Stonemaier. So that I have always loved in games just because like double-edged sword mechanics are some of my favorite implementations in games because it's like it allows for player choice and like do like and less restrictive where it's like I want to do this, but if I do this, then you're gonna get something, and I have to weigh those odds as a player of like, is what I'm getting out of this better than what I'm giving you?
Right.
Um, and you also have this cool element of getting a bunch of different, quirky and fun rooms within your ship, the cruise you're sending on, while also trying to um, book tickets for. God, it's like I can't ever win. It's like either too zoomed out or too zoomed in.
Yes.
Um, but we're trying to set up uh these different colored meeples to go into sections because it's like how long do you want the cruise to take to get benefits for it? But then you also have to have rooms for the ships for people for things, activities that they want to do. So they did a really awesome job, and I luckily have backed it to where because I only got the retail version, and the retail is amazing. It's not like you get this
Yeah.
cheaped out copy where it's like, here's a bunch of bags. You get all the game trays insert to organize it, which is really good. They did a really cool thing that I actually still have of almost like a pamphlet brochure of like, hey, thanks for coming. And you have like this badge pass and this they really sold it up. And that was the retail copy. Um but yeah, so I'll be getting like the what was it? The achievements. I think it was like an achievements expansion that first came out with it. No, that's what's coming out. Advancements. The advancements and accommodations. I don't have those.
Right.
And even then I never felt like I was missing anything. But again, these expansions just enhance this game even more. So I'm very excited. Like that when we played SETI and Galactic Cruise that day, it was like a almost like a respark of like, oh fuck, yes, these are great, amazing Euros. That doesn't make me sit here and go, that was good.
Right.
So this I don't know who these designers are. TK King. Uh I don't know what Deliverus is, but I'm gonna go out and guess that Galactic Cruise is probably his actual design. Dennis Northcott also is just Galactic Cruise,
Just
and then Colton Thompson also Galactic Cruise.
yep,
So these guys have essentially came out and established themselves as designers to keep an eye on. And
for
this
sure.
publishing company is, I think it's probably theirs, would be my guess. That,
Probably.
oh, look, Tool as an artist.
There you
Him and
go.
Vincent Dutrait, I think, are my two favorite
Yeah, I
in
think
the
so. I
in the
like the Miko
industry.
too.
I said artist. Um, not I can't think of some sham like art website, not 4chan artist. I don't know. I got nothing. Anyway, that was my number 6 Galactic Cruise.
All right, my number 5 is my next DeVere uh, Euro on this list. This was one I'd
No,
seen
this is
advertised.
2024.
No, this one's 2025 for sure. But I had went and I'd seen a lot of advertisements for this, uh, and it looked pretty cool. And then I looked into it more and really dug it. So I went ahead and nabbed it, and that was Covenant.
Covenant.
Um, yeah. This is a dwarf uh, game, more or less. So like the theme of this game is you are going to be like your ancestral home was taken over a long time ago, and your king, the dwarf king, is like having you finally go out and reclaim it. So what you're doing is you're going out onto the board, and you're going to be the game takes place over 3 ages, and you are going to be doing different stuff. Like you're going to be exploring the board. You are going to be, digging into the mountain. That's an action you can take. There's like you're going to be building buildings. That'll bring the dwarf city kind of back to life. You're going to be killing enemies that are there, um, and stuff like that. There's it's one of those games like it doesn't look like there's a whole lot. There's just those hexes in the middle, but as you get really rolling with it, there's a lot of cool interactions and stuff that happen with this. It's obviously competitive, so because what you each do is you each control a clan within this dwarf
Okay.
society. So and you're trying to be the clan that has accumulated the most glory, because that's the victory points is glory. You're getting glory for building, finding stuff, killing enemies, all this crap as you take back over the ancient city. I'm not even going to try to say the ancient city's name. I was looking at the description. And it's Karak Kum Khazar, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how I would pronounce that.
but so anyway, so it's it doesn't sound like when you talk about it, it doesn't like sound like, but like when you sit and play it, it's a fun one. Um, there's all these different deals. The replayability is high on it with all the different stuff. There's tons of different tiles, tons of different uh, things you can do with this game. Um, and it obviously has your because one of the key best things for Euros for me is worker placement. It's got worker placement. That's a big huge thing with those. There's set collection stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this one was one that it lived up to the hype because I had heard a lot about it and seen a lot about it. I went and picked it up, and it did really well. I have not played the solo aspect of this yet. But there was that one day, that I told you I was going to play a bunch of those 2025 games with the professor friends. And
Yeah.
that's when I played I played IR, this, and Phoenix New Dawn, like
Oh,
all
okay.
all those over that day. We
Gotcha.
played it twice each, so we kind of got a little
Nice.
bit of stuff with it. But yeah, this one I really want to keep playing because the dwarves is a cool theme anyway, and then it's just neat all the variations that pop up and stuff. It's very replayable, but it's also very deep too. Like, I mean, it's a 3.7, I think, in the stuff. It's not my heaviest game on this list. That'll be coming up, but yeah. So, but yeah, this is a nice one. If you like Euros, I mean, this one's a really sharp one. Give it a shot.
Nice.
I don't know if the designer's done anything else, but But
German million? It's probably Gehrman. Menafir,
no, he did
Bamboo,
Bitoku.
Sabika. Oh, Bitoku.
Yeah, so it's the guy from
Okay, I haven't played
Bitoku.
it. I was like, have I played a Devere
Yeah, you.
game?
Yeah.
Yep, Bitoku, which I have not played since I played it last, which was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep. So anyway, that's my number five.
Nice. My number five, yep, smack dab in the middle of for the 2025 is probably a game that's not going to be on your list. I don't even know if you played it. And this one was probably going to be a no-brainer as soon as I had heard it was coming out, and that is Fate of the Fellowship.
Yes, I haven't played it really yet enough to put it on this list. I would have. Um, it probably would have been on my list.
Yeah, so this one I have played multiple times. I think this actually came out with really, really good production value, like with the dice tower being the tower, Sauron's tower.
Yeah.
And for some reason, people were like, "It's not as good as War of the Ring." I'm like, "It's not even the same fucking game."
No,
Like,
it's
what are
not.
you
Not even
talking
close.
about? Like, yeah, it's not. Yeah, like it's a Lord of the Rings theme. Okay. Um, but I noticed a lot. Like, a lot of people are like, with the pandemic system. I'm like, this is so far removed at this point. Like, I don't even think it does it say pandemic anywhere on the cover. It might, like on the side, but they've essentially kind of like, yes, it has a similar kind of structure to it. The only thing about this game that absolutely sucks ass is the board gets way too crowded way too quick, but apparently now there's an Etsy playmat that people seem to enjoy. But I I love this game. This game has so much variety to it. They basically now your goal is again to get Frodo to Mount Doom and destroy the ring. That's how you ultimately win. But before you can do that, you have these goal cards that you're trying to, yep, they are trying to actually complete. This is in a completely different language, but this will have objectives for you. You'll have, I think it's three out that will that it when you complete them, they actually give you benefits for, but you have to kind of commit resources and stuff to get them done. But what's really cool is you have all these different characters with unique abilities on them. Things that are the strengths and weaknesses. But Sam and Frodo are obviously always in the game, and they're
Right.
kind of tied together. So these different characters are moving throughout the map, helping you clear the path, draw Sauron's attention, kill orcs that are moving in hordes to again clear the path so you're not getting seen. Help potentially help remove Nazgul from the game. They're like it is. I mean, War of the Ring again is the epitome of a Lord of the Rings game. This is probably up there. It might even be more Lord of the Rings because it is cooperative, and War of the Rings has that what if scenario with the battling of different sections and stuff. So I love the fact that the cooperation is amazing. I mean I personally love the pandemic system, so I like that element of knowing which regions are more going to be more affected, utilizing different cards because they have different um multi uses for them, whether for it's for their icon or their actual abilities. Um, the way that the enemy deck works over here is awesome in the that some of it is going to be on how enemies are marching and others are effects that could spawn more enemies. It just has a really really good feel of constant oppression from Sauron and the forces that make the game incredibly challenging. So
Yep.
I think that this is what.
I said, yep. I was agreeing with
Oh,
you. Sorry.
no, you're good. Again, like I said, the Nazgul are really cool with their like the fact that they're up on these little pegs here. And with the meeples being different colors for being different regions of Rohan, Gondor, the elves, things like that. there is a lot of content in a box that with no expansions or anything. It's just like you have a fully what feels to be a complete game here with a lot of variety. Again, the issue is the board
Yeah.
being very at first when I was the first time I played it, halfway through I was like, this isn't that bad. I don't know what those guys were talking about. And then when I'm playing like the rest of the game, I'm like, never mind.
Yeah.
This is a problem. So I will probably be investing in that playmat, which is a shame. You shouldn't have to, but they nailed it here. I really, really like this game. So
Yeah.
so that is my number 5, Fate of the Fellowship.
Good choice. So my number 4 is a game that came out in France in 2023, but it came
Oh
had
my
a
God.
but it had a US release of this year. It
Go
was
way
like,
back.
yeah, and it is Heredity, the Book of Swan. Uh, this one, I, if we didn't have to, I actually had this on my surprise list and this list, but I was like, we weren't going to do both, so I took it off
Yeah.
my surprise list because this one like totally came out of nowhere for me. I just picked it up one day when I saw it and I looked at it and I was like, this looks kind of interesting, and then I just bought it on a whim and played it and
Hmm.
had a blast with it. This one is a post-apocalyptic co-op game.
Yeah, you were telling me about this one. I was
Yeah, it
intrigued
was on one
to
of my lists at one point or something that we did maybe not too long ago because we pulled up this picture before. I can't remember
Right,
what list
yeah,
it was.
it looks familiar. I don't know what we talked about,
Yeah, I'm not
how it
sure
got
what the
brought
list
up.
would have been, but anyway, so but what it is like a little 5 scenario campaign in the box. Um, it's standees, all that jazz. Small map in the middle, but your player board is your character, and you have these discs that you're going to be putting down to do those actions. So like there's those 2 hand actions. You'd put a deal down there and they would either search or they could attack with it, depending. And then there's
Hmm.
foot, they could kick or they could walk. But what's cool about it is like as they take damage throughout this deal, um, like you turn the board over and it's going to show them with damage too, because you're going to put damage tokens on there so they can't, like if they take arm damage, then you're going to cover up one of those spots and they're not going to be able to use one of their arm actions, which is
Yeah,
kind of cool because, they only have one arm that can only do so much.
right.
Um, and the story to this to me was cool. It's got zombies. It's a whole zombie post-apocalyptic thing.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, they literally copied Walking Dead. Look at
well,
Jamal.
they said as their starting point they used Mad Max, Last of Us, and Walking Dead. So
Sure.
it was kind of a mix of all that stuff. But what's cool about this is Swan. It's called the Book of Swan. Swan is this little girl who is kind of like you don't control her as a character, but I'm not going to spoil anything because it's a deal, but she actually is a very important part of the story. So it's like the Book of Swan.
Okay.
It's got all that stuff. Um, so I play it solo and run it with the characters. It's an easy one to run with. There's a karma deck in it as well. You're going to be making decisions to do certain things. It's just one of those deals that it just really, really took off. Like I don't know, and it's starting to gain ground. Now that it's got its release and people are starting to figure out about it.
Okay.
Like well, I'm going to use tabletop as an example because I was there. Like they had like 2 copies of this for months, and I finally nabbed one. And then all of a sudden, like the last time I was there, they had like 12 copies of it, and they
Oh,
just and
okay.
they keep going and stuff. So it's one of those that kind of just is starting to gain momentum. They have another one planned that'll eventually come out. It's
Okay.
called Heredity, like Lexington something. I can't remember, but it's called Heredity. I think the Lexing. I want to say it's Lexington.
It's not pulling up. I mean,
Anyway,
there's
okay.
yeah. Oh, The Tale of Lexington Creek.
Yeah. So that's the next one that's coming. Whether it comes
Oh
straight,
man, I wonder if they have inspiration of Stranger Things.
it says down there. It says down there. it's Guillermo del Toro movies, Westworld, and Stranger Things.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
That's
like,
the
that's ew, gross.
I know. So anyway, like these games are it's such a simple like package, you know. It's quick to set up. You just have your deals. You have those four characters. They're kind of like a family. They call them a family, but they're just more like survivors that have kind of paired up
Yeah.
um, and stuff. But you always will play the four characters no matter what.
Okay.
Solo, you run four, whatever. Um, but yeah, so
No.
it's just one of those deals. Like it just caught me off guard. I had a blast playing this. I'm getting ready to start a second run through um, with it just to see
Is
if it changes.
oh okay.
Because there's choices you make and stuff you do. I'm just curious to see if it changes at all. Um, if it doesn't, I mean, then it'll be one of those like because then I'll pass it on to you and you can try it out if you want just
Yeah,
to
I do want
see,
to
you know.
check this one out.
But this is one of those games. It's kind of a breath of fresh air sometimes to play a game like this. That's just cardboard and cards. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's like there's not like miniatures everywhere. There's not like, you know, it's just a
Hmm.
simple setup, you know, and
Yep.
and stuff like that. So yeah, this was a really good one. And if you haven't heard of it, give it a shot, give it a look up, and it's good for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it says it's best at two. We could do this for like the channel and make the different decisions.
It's true. You just each control two characters
Yeah. I'm
because
down.
I
Yeah, this
wouldn't
one.
spoil anything.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, you could just. I mean, you would know, and I would get a chance to play it.
Yeah.
So
So
cool. Yeah.
there you go.
Nice. All right. My number four, I imagine, is way higher on your list. By way higher, I mean one of the other three. And this one, uh, this is the one that apparently is polarizing. Like I don't even
Oh,
know.
I know what you're gonna
Um,
say.
I don't even I was not aware of this, but I guess I could see it. But and that is Vantage.
Yeah. It is
Um,
polarizing because some people think it's more of an activity instead of a game that you're just sitting there and stuff. That's the whole argument.
Sure.
You
And those people don't have enough friends to do D&D with. So, I mean, like that is such like an empty argument to have where it's like you can't think of it an insult, so you're just like it's not even a game. It's like all right and like it's that meme of like where they're trying to bitch and it's like stop having fun. Uh there stop having fun meme. Yeah, quit having fun. This is what it reminds me of people who say it's not a game, it's an activity.
right.
Um Vantage is an absolute phenomenal game. Like in terms of just sheer design, what was it, 10 years in the making?
Yeah, eight,
Um
eight. He did eight. It was eight.
eight
Yeah,
eight years.
yeah,
I knew it was a long time. Just if you want the idea of an open world exploration game like that is Vantage to a T. Like there is just so much in this game um that it's mind blowing. Like other actual campaign games couldn't even really compete with how much content there is actually in this, and it's so exciting to actually jump into and be like, oh shit, this is where I'm at.
yeah,
I want to go here. I want to do this. And you're able to. And I mean, even if you go to the exact like let's say you start in the exact same spot and you go to the same areas, you can have a different experience just within that same area where it's like one example I have is like I think there was a moment where I came across a house and I
yes,
didn't have enough money to buy it or something. It's like so
yeah,
it's like, oh shit, like okay, I guess I'll just go in and see what happens there because each of these cards has one of six different actions, and you can only take one of them unless something prompts you to be able to kind of do it again. But for the most part, you're oh okay, here's where I'm at, and I guess I'll whisper like this. I mean, it's not that this hasn't been done before. It's similar, at least the action system has been done in Tales of Arabian Nights, and I guess Tales of the Arthurian Nights and Agents of Smersh or whatever they're called.
Mersh,
That
yeah,
kind of pick an action to do, and then you kind of move on. But I've always loved that. Yeah, Tales of Arabian Nights is kind of fucking wonky with its actual game element. And I haven't played Arthurian Nights, even though I did pick it up. But I like if you just want that kind of exploration feel, there's no better game to this. Also, some people don't like apparently they don't like the fact that you don't know how you win. Play a fucking competitive Euro game if you want to win. Like
Yeah.
that's not what the game's about. I actually love the fact that you come out and it's just like, oh, now here's our goal, you know.
Well,
Um,
another thing with that game is you can choose when to end it a lot of times. Like
right.
if you're playing so long that you have that ship come up, you can, that you're that's picking you up. If you haven't
Yeah.
done the end game exactly, it's like hide from the ship and stay longer.
Yeah.
Run from the ship. So it's like you can choose just end the game right then or just keep going. It's a
It,
fun experience.
yeah, exactly. Like I also love the fact that now, to be fair, I think one of the things you absolutely need to buy, which you can because it's retail, are the player boards
Yes. Oh yeah.
that keep things organized for you. I'm trying to find a picture of the player boards because that's the other really cool thing about this game is like you start off with like basically nothing, and as you are playing through the game, you get like weapons and abilities and things that like you're gonna get a different fucking set every single time. It is truly a one of a kind game that I absolutely love. This was a game, and it's not even a campaign game. That's the thing. It's like, but it feels like one. That's the other amazing part about this is like I once you're done, you're like, holy shit! Like I felt like I just played through like a session of some massive campaign game, and you're like, nope, that's just the experience you had. Dropped off on this random location, wandered around the world, and then you were picked up, or you achieved some epic goal of killing a dragon or whatever it might be, and then you left, and that was your story. So I can't I really need to embed it in my memory, but there's the two types of storytelling. One where it's like as you're playing, you make the story up, or one where it's being told to you. Like a good example is like Aeon Trespass Odyssey is a game where the story is being told to you, and King of Death Monster is a game where you are making the story. Um, Vantage is like both. It's like it does have a story that it's telling you in a world to discover, but also the action stuff you're taking, you're kind of putting the investment into.
Exactly.
It's just it's a master. I mean, you can see it's a 10 out of 10 game for me. It's fucking phenomenal. Um you could see the 8 years of work here. Um so and I think when I was watching Dice Tower, their top 10, I think they were saying like Stonemeyer, they usually announce their games and then you can get it like the next week. Vantage was one that he actually teased and announced like months or maybe years prior. Um and then it took off. So
Yeah.
uh yeah, I don't know. I really really think this is it might be a one of a kind game from them. I don't know if Jamie has it in him to even want to design something akin to this, any expansions, any a standalone sequel to it. Um but man, I think this is like in their wheelhouse, honestly.
Yeah.
I want, and you'll never see everything. It's so fucking expansive. I just wish it's like, God damn, Jamie, you got something awesome here. And yeah,
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
so cool.
that was like, apparently, I mean, this isn't really spoiling anything because I don't know anything. This is just gone off hearsay from Chad, but apparently there's this whole built-in card game that is played throughout this world, like kind of like Gwent, like in
Oh,
Witcher.
really? There's like
Yeah,
a game within the
there's this
game?
whole card game that is played in different locations, and I mean, I've never ran across that in all the
Holy
times I've played
shit.
it. And it's like they sit and they play cards, like it's a whole thing, or you sit and it's like I've never even come across. They're like, you haven't even seen that? We see it all the time, and I'm like, I mean, that's just
No.
how various this game
I
is.
came across, and that's the really cool thing is it's like playing an open world RPG where you'd be like, oh, have you come across, like, I came across an underground tournament that I got to fight in.
Right.
And it's like, oh shit, you haven't come, no. Like, and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like other games need to look at this and be like, I I either if Stonemeyer and Jamie aren't continuing this like this game either with like expansions or standalone, other games need to pick it up and do something like this.
Yeah.
Just
I
because,
agree.
kind of like what Seventh Continent did with that exploration of the map. Um, like this is basically Seventh Continent is fucking trash compared to this, but I hope other games can be like, oh hey, now we're gonna take this and expand upon it because it's amazing.
Yep.
So that is my number 4, Vantage.
All right. Good choice. My number 3 is the heaviest game on this list. This one is kind of a bear to learn, but once you get it learned, you're good to go. Um, and it's one that everybody was cheesing over for such a long time. It's going to say 2024 on there, but it came out in August of 25. It's
I'll check. I'll be the judge of that.
Shackleton Base.
Shackleton Base, a journey
Um,
to the moon.
yeah, this game is bonkers. Like as far as the amount of crap that's going on. And I haven't played any of those Lacerda games and stuff, but there's so much different stuff that goes on in this game that um, first off, you're going to be choosing you're competing, you're taking on an agency that's trying to populate the Shackleton crater on the moon. That's what it is. It's an actual crater on our moon. But sorry. But what's cool about this game is if it was just that and you're playing this and doing odds and ends, it would still be good. But what makes this game so unique is that there's 7 corporations, and you're going to randomly choose 3 of those corporations each game.
Okay.
And those corporations are going to change what kind of resources are popping up, what the in-game scoring does, all this different stuff. So it's like so it can be totally different. I mean, you're going to have all these different combinations that's going to throw out. So like there's, you're playing 3 rounds in this game. There's 3 phases per round. And so there's like a shuttle phase, which you're going to draft or pick a shuttle, and that's going to determine how many workers you get, and or the type of workers, not how many, and what kind of resources you get to use, and all this different stuff. And then you do the action phase, which is where you're actually going to be doing all your work. You're deploying your characters out on the board, doing different stuff, collecting resources, building structures,
Are these the corporations? Do they come in like
funding
these
projects.
boxes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mine are out. I got rid of the boxes because I have an insert, so I was trying to look at it to see what.
Gotcha.
So anyway, you are. But like I said, each corporation is going to provide different ways to score points. So it's going to be different each game. So you're not going to really be able to figure it out. Like each game, like some Euros that are just static are going to be.
Right.
Think about like Orleans. There's those ways that you
Oh.
can just kind of go through. This one, it's going to be totally dependent on the corporations that come out. But and then there's a maintenance phase that pops up. So like your workers that you put out are going to collect income, and then you're going to pay maintenance costs. And then, like I said, the corporations have end round scoring. There's a lot going on in this game. And I like the astronaut meeples too. They're kind of cool. Those ones right there in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Or no, go down. They're white on the.
Oh, these.
Yeah, yeah. They're just kind of cool, and I like the art on the cards and stuff like that. But This one is
What?
really,
Why were you saying this one was getting shit on?
it wasn't getting shit on.
Oh, I
Did
thought
I
you
say?
said like it was getting smacked around or something.
Oh no, I don't think I
Oh,
said that.
I'm almost positive you did say that, but I
But
was like, huh.
but no, this one is for sure the because it's got Fabio is the designer. He's teamed up and he's done a lot of these Euro style type
Oh, look, Merv,
type
Sancor,
games.
Shackleton base, IR. Oh, there's an expansion coming out next year.
Yeah, coming out. Yeah,
Below,
but
within,
yeah. So
above.
yes, I forgot he did IRs. So see, two of them on my top 10.
Yeah.
But this one is a fun. Like I said, it's kind of a interesting one to teach. You almost have to kind of play it a game just to learn it. Kind of like the same thing would be with SETI. Like
Yeah.
you almost need to play it just to see how tight the money is, and then play it again, knowing that, and just try to see how things go.
Mm.
But it's heavy in iconography, which most Euros are anyway. But yeah, I mean, this one was one that was hyped up on a lot of the podcasts and stuff I listened to. So I just kind of went out and nabbed it, and it's surprisingly really good.
Awesome. I mean, that's the
Space
thing, though. It's
space has
like,
been a thing this year.
it really has, actually. It's because people are trying to get off this fucking planet. Like, how do we do it? Maybe it's the gamers that'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but yeah, no, there have been a few on your list that I do want to play. Like,
Uh-huh.
I mean, this looks cool. Obviously the IR trilogy or that looks cool. Um, what was the last one? Heredity. Heredity looks cool.
Heredity, Covenant might be. You might
Uh,
like Covenant, maybe.
I mean, I'd still try it, but like
Yeah,
Devere always feels like it's one of those things where it's like I can't imagine they're all gonna any of them are gonna be bad, but
right.
they wouldn't be like, wow, this is a 9 out of 10. Uh, but I could be surprised.
Yep.
All right, my number three. Uh, Even though I was just raving about Vantage, like this one took me even more by surprise and fits a little bit more into my wheelhouse as of late. It is my third Awaken Realms game, apparently, and that is Grim Coven.
Okay.
Uh, Grim Coven is an absolute amazing boss battler. This is a genre that I just absolutely love. It is so good. And this is whenever I was talking about Stalker, this was the other game I was mentioning where they basically simplified line of sight and it just works. Like
Gotcha.
here, like basically right here, if your hero, this is like one of the players, you can only just see in straight lines. So like I can't shoot here. It's basically hex based where it's like I can attack all the way over here, I can attack all the way this way, so I can attack this thing.
Gotcha.
And I just love that. We've played too many games of like where like not Fantasy Flight, but where line of sight is just cumbersome, muddies the game down. Where you don't, if you don't want to have to worry about line of sight, you can worry about all the other stuff that the game has. But this is again not a campaign game. It's scenario based, and there's I can't remember how many bosses, 7 or 8 bosses that have increasing levels of difficulty based off the scenario. So as you're picking a boss, you could pick scenario one, and then scenario two, and then obviously the enemy and the boss gets harder. Um, but which is going to set up the board completely different. But what makes this game really really cool is let me see if I can find is the actual depth of the player boards and the player characters. So not only do they all start out unique, like the gunslinger has these bullet tokens that he can use, and that's where he places bullets on the spots to whenever he attacks, he can spend all of them to enhance the attack in a bunch of different ways. But it's dice based where you roll these dice and you're looking for icons that allow you to either move or sprint or use your various action cards. But what makes this game amazing is it kind of has this death may die element where as you're increasing in I cannot remember what it's called. It's not corruption. as you're increasing in corruption, you're also going to evolve, and you'll draw from this deck that is only your character's unique evolution deck, and you're not going to get a lot of them because sometimes you'll either choose to get cards or you'll get more dice, and you need more dice to do more actions. But these are all incredibly powerful, so you have that cool decision of like, oh, I want all of these, but shit, I need more dice. Um, so that's really cool. And then eventually you'll hit 15 corruption, which will flip your character to its more powerful side. But the higher your corruption, the more you're going to be affected by the corruption deck. It is, and every character is unique. There's not a ton of different characters, but there's quite a few, and they're all radically different from one another. Um, the way that the enemy goes is also awesome with the bosses, and that their attack is face up, but it's kind of like that O sword mentality of like, well, we can try and injure him to make his attack not go off, but if we can't do enough damage to it, I'm trying to find like a good picture of an attack card by the nope, 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 that's not good. But essentially, there's like a hunger thing where it's like if you do enough damage on the card equal to the number of players, he won't do the hunger element, but he might do the rest of the card. Or you can try to do enough damage to completely remove the card, and that equates to the boss's health. However many cards left he has is how much health he has. So the way that the enemy phase goes is extremely structured. It works very, very well. This is actually one of those games where the heroes or the players get to go first, and then all the boss stuff goes first, and I just absolutely love that. The way the boss ramps up is awesome. It just has this amazing boss battler system that is unique from all the other boss battlers, counting Oathsworn, counting ATO or KDM or Townsfolk Tussle. Um, it is so freaking cool. I was honestly incredibly surprised at how much I like this game, and I do agree with the people here. I do think this is best at 2. Oh, it just came out, so not. But I've played this at 2 and 4. 4, there's just too much. It lasts way too long, but 2 has an amazing sweet spot. So I love it. This is one of if there's any Awaken Realms game that I want them to support, it's this one. Um, like I would love more bosses and more characters to play, but only time will tell. But even just what I have, there's a shit ton of stuff because, like I said, like 7 bosses and with 5 scenarios each. And what's also really cool is your characters, if they gain enough corruption and you draw a certain card, the characters can become bosses. They can
Interesting.
become like evil versions of themselves, so you can fight them too. So, very awesome system. Absolutely love it. Um, that and it fits in my Bloodborne Bloodborne theme, which is
Yeah.
now my second favorite game,
Right.
begrudgingly. Like Expedition 33 is my favorite game right now, but Bloodborne was my favorite game for the longest time. And yeah, if you love boss battlers, this is definitely one to check out. I'm just waiting on a 3D printed insert. I need a good one.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, absolutely love it. And it's funny, real quick, because we've been playing Stalker, which I just talked about. This also has a similar element of not necessarily card overlays, but like unique cards that get thrown in to kind of randomize the scenario, similar to how Stalker does.
Sure.
It's just kind of interesting that now, with how many Awakened Realms games I've played, you can kind of be like, oh, yep, here's a secret deck. Cool. That's what's in Tainted Grail. Here's card overlays. This is in Stalker and other. They have a design philosophy apparently to all their other games, but I love it. Love Awakened Realms. So that is my number 3, Grim Coven.
All right. Well, my number 2 is a crossover.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess it's Vantage.
Yep.
Yep.
There really isn't a whole lot more to say about this one. I mean, we both kind of talked about it a little bit when you were going over it. It's a super unique game, and I just the stories of, because several people own this game now, because I showed it to Chad and those guys, and they've played it and all that stuff, and it's like the stories that they tell are like nothing that we've seen, and just
Right.
knowing that is, because I've played this quite a few times now, and I've
Hmm.
still never ran across any of the stuff they're talking about, and I'm just like, that's just bonkers. The foresight and thought that had to go into designing this.
I know, like I would love to see like their OneNote or their layout of how they
It's
have this
probably that thing with
sprawling.
the red strings.
Yeah, yeah, the Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, let's see. Yeah, I need to make that. I need to make that a Charlie
Vantage! It was
Day.
him yelling,
Uh,
Vantage!
yeah, this was him fucking
Just,
making Vantage,
it was
just
like,
having a complete meltdown. Um, yeah, well, that's the thing is like even if we come across like the same card, it's like, oh, what did you guys do here? Oh, you peed. It's like, oh well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. Oh, this
right.
five like I have five other options here,
Yep.
like to experience something different.
Yeah.
Uh, Now the one thing I haven't been able to figure out yet is like, is there an overarching story to this game? I think there
Well,
is.
there's that one little dude, that in the
Oh
hat
yeah,
and
the little
stuff.
journey guy.
Yeah, you
That he looks
see
like
him
he's
every
from
now and again. And
Journey.
I think there's something to do with him
Right.
that I haven't figured out yet. So we shall
Yeah.
see.
What do you think? You think this is the one off?
Yeah. I
You think
mean,
he's like he's finally got some sleep and he's like, no, I can't do it. I can't spend another 8 years.
yeah, I just don't see there being another thing like this unless another company tries to do it.
Yeah.
I have the upgrade, not the upgrade, the
The errata
errata
pack.
pack is, Chad has it because he picked it up for
Yeah.
me, and I just haven't gotten a chance to get it from him yet. But
Oh, well, they also did that really kind of fun thing where it's like you can take a picture of your pet
yeah,
and you can do
and
like
make him
and
a
make them a
pet in the
card.
game. Yeah,
That's so cool. I guess they could do stuff like that, just fun little elements of uh if they were to support this, maybe not a whole nother game. I think they could do mini packs like or fan made like they did with Wingspan.
yeah,
But we'll
yeah.
see.
There's a handful of things, but because all the cards are numbered, so they would just have to, like, they could just add like, maybe some new cards that, but then
Right.
they'd have to change other cards. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
That's true. That's true.
It makes my eyes cross thinking about it. So I'm just it's a great game though.
Love it. Yeah. All right. My number two, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say is your number one.
Okay.
Unless for
And
some
it's not
reason
your number one,
it is not my number one.
obviously.
No.
Oh, interesting.
My Elder Scrolls
Yeah, that's my number.
Betrayal
That's
of the This is your
definitely
number one?
Yep, it is.
Well, you know what? I'll let you take it from here. It's your number one.
Well, I mean, it's
So,
not, we're both going to say the same things. I mean, it's chip theory. That's the
yep.
first thing. It's based on loose, kind of based on the Too Many Bones, which is my favorite game by
Yep.
them.
Which, for the
Uh,
record, I don't know if it's going to be out before this one, but in case if it is, go watch our comparison video that we
oh
did
yeah,
for Too Many Bones and Elder Scrolls. If it's not, keep an eye out for it because we do a pretty extensive comparison between the two.
yeah. But this just brings it into the Elder Scrolls universe.
Yep.
It it makes it a much more, in my mind, deeper experience than like a Too Many
Sure.
Bones, because it's like a campaign game. I mean,
Hmm.
mini campaign, I guess, or whatever. But um, just the changes that they made were cool. With your upgrade, you're upgrading your character uh, setup. Where you have to make those tough decisions from going left to right, and you're limiting one by taking another. The battling system, you have map tiles that aren't just the square 4x4 uh, grid. Um, there's a lot of quality of life things to this. Um, it is long. I mean, I know there's a save system between each deal, but it
Yeah.
is a long game, especially if you do a lot of the delves, because the delves will take a while if you decide to do delves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they also have different locations, so there's all these different maps that you get to choose which map you want to go into, and they have different, like there's the one that the weather is a factor. There's all these different things that each map has its own um, kind of life it brings to it.
Yep.
And there's a ton of characters. There's a ton of classes. There's just tons of everything with this
Yeah.
game. I mean,
It's like the perfect element of an RPG. Like if you want to be here, like you're not limited to like, oh, okay, here are the 5 classes. I'm only going to stick in my wheelhouse. Like for example, Fate Forge. It's like I'm going to be the archer. You're going to be the spellcaster. It's like I want to be a two-handed mage.
right.
It's like, oh, okay, we'll do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer at this case. I knew what my number one and number two were, pretty easily.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm interested to see what the new expansion stuff does with this. And so I think it's just going to add more, but it'll be interesting when you get a big box solution, all that good stuff. But
Yeah. No, I mean
yeah,
the sheer amount, like this was on my top 10 campaign games, and even though I kind of wrestled with that idea, it's like, well, no, I mean, you pick a guild, you can follow that guild, and that guild, I mean, each act that you go through is a decent length of time. So, like, you make different decisions at the end of each act on which path you want to follow that will either keep you in the same region or move you to a new one. Your
sure.
characters grow over the course of time of leveling up their dice, which is really cool. And getting a bunch of different items for character builds. And yeah, like you were saying, the combat is way more in depth than the one for Too Many Bones. At least not, maybe not more in depth, but well, yeah, it is because you're
Yeah,
actually maneuvering around a battlefield and delving into dungeons that have an exploration of maps. So yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think this is Chip Theory's best game that they've released, and there's even more coming next year. So very excited for all of that, and I love the IP. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
so
it's
yeah,
it's
I
top
mean,
notch.
it was easily my number two. Like I would have been surprised if this one was not your number one game of the year. Um, Although I could have seen Vantage just because of how unique it is.
Yeah, it was.
Um,
Yeah, Chip Theory put it over the edge, though.
right.
You know,
Yeah, even though you don't even like this one as much as Too Many Bones, I don't even know why
Too
it's
Many
even on
Bones
this
is still my
list.
favorite Chip Theory game. I mean,
Like it's all right.
it's shorter. That's the
That's
main
true.
thing.
It is shorter. Um, all right. Well, you have a guess on my number one?
I would have thought it was this, but I have I played
No.
it.
No, you haven't. And I'm sad you haven't.
I don't know.
It's
Let's go.
Aridia.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh
Paz.
duh. I should have known that. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only reason, if it matters at all, if you're like, but Vantage and Elder Scrolls was a 10. Why is this at a 9? The only reason this is at a 9 is because I have not finished this yet. But because it could just completely shit the bed at the very end, even though I have heard it doesn't, and I heard the end game of what they do for this is actually incredibly clever. This is what I have heard, but I don't know
Right.
yet. Um, this game, this was actually spoilers if it matters. Tom Vassel's number one, and he actually it was surprising to hear him say it because I haven't heard him say it, but he was like, "This game is a masterpiece in its design," and I fucking kind of agree. Like this game, I mean, with Cody, like has just killed it in every single aspect. Exploration, moving from location to location is so quick. It's not this whole ordeal of like move one node and have a 2 hour fight. It's like you're zipping from area to area. When you get to a new city or a new location, it's so exciting to figure out what's gonna happen and it's like what are we gonna fight? What are we gonna discover? This game actually has like probably the best element of role playing in the sense that when you come across NPCs, like the person reading it will, like the NPC card will say like, demeanor, they're gruff or they're annoyed, and kind of a quirk that they have. So the person reading it kind of has a little bit to go off of to try and amp up the role playing. Um, and you'll read stuff that will have keywords that people can ask about, and then sometimes with your quests, it'll just literally say, when you read this like red sealed letter or something, it'll have like a little keyword section that when you hear that, it's like, oh, boom, this is our notice to kind of bring up something that to fulfill a quest. Um, the combat is involved and really awesome, where it's like, I'm trying to see if I can find like a way um for me to find how the combat works. But it's like directional based. Your weapons will have a pattern on how it attacks, and then you're trying to attack on these sections of enemies. Um, let's see if I can find. But they have different spots on the enemy to where you can attack them, and if you hit a certain spot, it could be a critical that can wound them even more. Um, the the way that you build out your character is on this grid here for armor pieces. So whenever you're being attacked, you roll like, it's like the attack of the enemy is like a blue die, and that blue die has like certain uh uh chances. It's like, oh, the blue die is mainly going to be your bottom half. So if you have these practice pans and that's where you get hit, hey, you block the damage if it's one damage, but it's a one-time use and you have to go get it repaired. But you eventually will build out into this kit of armor and upgradable weapons. Um, this game had this amazing, because I like, you start off in the basin area, and I was kind of like, oh, I really hope that um that it expands further out and the story is engaging. Like I got nothing on negatives for this
Right.
one. It wasn't
I'm
even a
excited to get
fuck.
it played.
I'm excited for you to get it played. Um, like, it's just been an absolute delight to I like some campaign games, even if I love them, there are moments where I'm doing like a recording day and I'm kind of like, okay, like like Gloomhaven Second Edition, or even Aeon Trespass Odyssey, even though it's like it's a like ATO is a great example. Absolutely love the game. But it's like, okay, now I have to remember 70 pages worth of rules. It can be kind of mentally exhausting to jump back into that. Every time I'm setting up for this game, it's quick to set up, quick to tear down, and it's like I don't even have to read the rules again. It's like I already remember how to play, and it doesn't take, it's not like this is some simple, stupid game um to go through. They have this really cool level up system to where, so here's an example. So these are your stats that you can have. If you're jumping from like level 4 to level 5, but you have not upgraded charisma at all, but you choose to, your charisma doesn't go up by a point. It goes up to that number at level 5. So if your charisma was 0, but you picked to do charisma at level 5, it could be charisma 5 all of a sudden.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it just quickly levels you up, and you level up pretty frequently throughout the course of the game. So I still have no idea what the end game is for this. It's just been kind of a game that we've just been exploring and enjoying, and they've done amazing puzzles. It's just it like this is the epitome of where exploration RPG and campaign games really need to be. The pre-painted minis are great. Um, and yeah, there's just so much stuff that's still yet to be explored from this game. There's been stuff whenever we're reading and it's like, "Oh, hey, do you have this?" "No, we can't do it." "Are you this character? Are you this class?" "No." "All right, then you can't do it." So it again adds that element of replayability. Um, so I'm just I like, and the fact that when this went on crowdfunding again and made over $1 million,
Right.
I was like, fuck yeah. Not only does this game deserve it, but that probably incentivizes them to make another game like this. And I have full confidence that Cody Miller and Far Off Games would make another banger.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I absolutely love it. I have an ongoing series of this on my channel if you want to check it out and keep up with it. But they just do everything right here. So this was easily my number one, and it wasn't even close. Kind of like last year, like between this to Elder Scrolls, it's like I'd shit in Elder Scrolls' box before I fucking like it's like it just blows my mind with this one. So now
All right.
again, I haven't finished it yet. So who knows how that happens with campaign games once it's like done. But um but yeah, I've just been enamored with it.
All right.
And
Yep, good
that's it.
choice.
That is our top 10 best games of 2025. Ooh, I hope you enjoyed. Um yeah, let us know what you think of these games in the comments below. Let us know what your favorite games were in 2025. And yeah, I mean, another fantastic year of gaming. Um, like we're still here. We got 2026 to look forward to. So, I mean, we already did our anticipated for that. So I guess if you're thinking of what's next for the channel, we got our top 100 games to do, and then just many more games to play for you and in the future. So
Yep.
that's it, everyone. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.